The day my father left, the sky wept with me, its tears soaking into my hair as I stood by our driveway, clutching a crumpled photo of us. I was 12, lost amid the chaos of emotions I could neither understand nor articulate. Our small town seemed to pause, everyone's life momentarily still, perhaps sharing in the silent shatter of my world. The years that followed resembled nothing so much as a blur. My mother, fragile yet resilient, worked 2 jobs, leaving early and returning late, her smiles fewer, but always genuine. Our conversations, sparse and weary, often ended in sighs or soft encouragements. She wanted so much more for me, and I knew that, but understanding did not bridge our growing distance. High school unfolded in a series of routine motions: wake, school, work at the local diner, homework, sleep, repeat. Friends came and went, seasons changed, but the void left by my father's absence remained unyielded. Questions about him lingered on the edge of my tongue, never quite making their way free. My mother's pained gaze, whenever the topic surfaced, told me all I needed to know. Some stones are better left unturned. It wasn't until college that I felt the first stirrings of change. The University of Oregon was as far from my small town as I could afford, both financially and emotionally. There, surrounded by the lush greenery and persistent drizzle, I found parts of me I hadn't realized were lost. Classes in literature and psychology pried open my mind, while friends with their own tattered pasts helped me weave a tapestry of tentative hope. I took up hiking, driven by a need to climb and conquer tangible mountains rather than emotional ones. Each summit brought clarity, each descent a sense of accomplishment. Nature, indifferent yet nurturing, taught me about resilience. Trees, bent under the weight of winter yet blooming each spring, became metaphors for my own struggles. In my junior year, a course on personal narrative reshaped everything. Tasked with documenting our life stories, I found myself poring over the details of my past, pen trembling with the weight of unspoken words. Writing became therapy, each sentence a step towards understanding, forgiveness, and growth. My narrative, once fractured, began to frame itself around acceptance and the pursuit of inner peace. When graduation loomed, a sense of urgency unfurled within me. Armed with a degree and years of penned thoughts, I returned home. The diner, much unchanged, welcomed me with the warm smell of coffee and the knowing smiles of older patrons. My mother, grayer but still indefatigably bright, enveloped me in a hug that spoke volumes of the time lost and found. One uneventful Tuesday, with my courage gathered like armor, I visited the local records office. Names and dates, facts and figures. My father's trail was dim but present. The drive to his last known address was long, each mile a year of silence stretching between us. When I finally stood before him, an average man with my eyes but a stranger's smile, the story I had rehearsed fragmented under the weight of reality. We talked. Or rather, we started the halting process of stitching a relationship out of questions and apologies. It was awkward, painful, but necessary. He had his story, broken and regretful. I had mine, hopeful and healing. Returning to my mother's house that evening, I felt lighter. Not forgiven, nor forgetful, but forward-looking. We are, I realize, the sum total of our stories. They shape us, guide us, and ultimately free us. Sitting across from my mother, sharing stories of my journey, I realized this was not the end, nor the beginning, but an ongoing chapter in the narrative of my life, enriched by every moment of despair, every peak of joy. Life, I mused aloud, is about the stories we tell ourselves about what we've been through, and the strength we find in them. She nodded, a tear escaping the corner of her eye, perhaps mourning past pains or celebrating newfound understandings. We were, in that moment, cocooned in a shared story, rewriting our endings into beginnings.